A very good evening, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this evening, let us take a look on what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. Potraz, the regulator in the telecommunications industry, issued a statement and said a graphical comparison of mobile data prices in the SADC region shows that Zimbabwe has comparable data prices to other countries in the region. And they then tagged a lot of ZANU PF people. We have KMTC, Open Pali, ZBC News Online, Dedi Hope Matigari, Tatema Etera, who is the ICT minister, and Nick Mangwana, who is the permanent secretary in the information ministry. So this is the chart which they posted on their timeline. And according to this chart, Malawi has the cheapest data at 90 cents, Zambia at $1.83, Kenya at 89 cents. I think Kenya is the cheapest. Then Zimbabwe at $1.30, Botswana at $1.45, Botswana again at $1.28, Mozambique at $1.57, Lesotho at $1.86, South Africa at $2.06, and an average of $1.46. And we have two Botswanas here. I do not know if we have two countries called Botswana in the SADC region. We do not know. Also, they've placed the Kenya, which is not in this SADC region as well. But let us take a look onto what other people feel, or the responses from other people regarding this whole issue before we give our own conclusion. So this is what Bashona, this is a ZANU PF supporter, Bashona, shared that Zimbabwe is the highest. This is another graph where Zimbabwe is the highest in terms of data price. So when you are dealing with the cost of data per 1 gig, you don't need to take a look on one side. You need to put in place cell data for cell phones, fiber, satellite. These are the three determinants you have to use. Then when you put them together, this is the reason why we need those people who did statistics, because they will help us to put these things together. For those who did banking and finance, they can easily put these things together to take mobile data, the fiber data, then we also have satellite data. You put them together, you find an average cost of data in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, and in any other country. So that helps us to make a decision onto whether the data in Zimbabwe is affordable or not. Because when a business is operating, you cannot expect a business to be operating using mobile data. They will need to operate using either satellite data or fiber. So you have to make sure that you deal with those issues accordingly, and that is how we can have a comparable data tariff if we are to take a look in that regard. So you also have to put daily data bundles, weekly data bundles, monthly data bundles. Then you also need to add unlimited data bundles. So when you've done all those things, you can now come up with the right figures to say our data is comparable than in other countries. And I believe Potraz missed that issue. That is the reason why we have this one with Zimbabwe having $43.75 as the price for data. So Potraz then responded and said, be careful of being used to demonize your country and prevent investors from coming to Zimbabwe on the basis of falsehoods. Peddling such lies is sabotage. I want to respond to Potraz on this. Potraz is exposing itself. Why? An investor will not go to Twitter and say, okay, I'm making a decision to invest in Zimbabwe based on what is happening on Twitter. That is a lie. An investor will come to Zimbabwe, will ask from the service providers we have. If you are investing in areas where there is no fiber, you say, okay, I may need satellite internet to be here. You go to Tel 1, you go to Dandemtandi, you go to other satellite internet service providers and you ask how much is your unlimited internet, and you'll be told 600 United States dollars per month unlimited internet, and you say, what? 600 United States dollars? What if I'm going to open 10 branches in Harare times 600 per branch? Then one who said, okay, I will not invest in such a country. So all these issues are very important because when investors come, they go straight to the service providers. They don't rely on Twitter. So yes, you come here and you share this one from Econet is the cheapest, and this is the average you've used. And let me try to help people from Potraz. You have to recharge this data. Ireri ramuri kuona iri raiswa panapa nePotraz iri. You recharge it. This is a $13 data from Econet. You recharge it. It will not last a week when you are watching or streaming movies online, or even downloading movies. It will not last a week. If you go to South Africa and purchase the same, you will forget that you bought 10 gig data in South Africa. But in Zimbabwe, you'll be reminded by that message you have only 1.6 gig data left. So for those who are doing if I want to do my live streams daily, having one live stream daily, I need to buy Econet data for around $50 if I'm doing one live stream daily. If I'm doing other things online, then I will need more than 150 US dollars a month simply to be connected every day. So you see that $13, 8 gig Econet, it will only last not more than 2 days. That is the fact in Zimbabwe. It's happening. So how do you expect somebody to pay more than $150 data every month? Is that viable? Is that reasonable? It is not. Okay. Secondly, the investors will not be deterred by whatever people are saying online, but they'll be deterred by service connection in Zimbabwe. Do we have a stable internet? No, we don't. Even in the urban areas, unototambura to do a live stream in urban areas like Harare using Econet. Yes, that is a fact. So you see, Kuti, all these issues, the connection itself in the urban areas is not conducive. If you go to the rural areas, it's worse. You can't even download a WhatsApp voice note. You can't even take a WhatsApp call when you're in the rural areas. Why? It's because this internet is fucked up. Especially when you are using 4G. People are ending up using H+, which is on 3G. That is the only way you will be better connected, even in Harare. That is the fact. So you would see that these are lies. We are migrating to 5G, yet 4G is not working. So this is Mfekane, this is Tenez Nyama, a well-known ZANU PF supporter, asks, can we have a corresponding graphical comparison of salaries in the region too? So it shows that ZANU PF people are actually feeling the heat of the salaries. So unfortunately, Potraz will not have such information and cannot be expected to have such information surely. Potraz can have that information if they want to, because they are a government agency. They can ask around. Even Mavom Potraz, they can ask people, okay, the lowest paid member within Potraz, how much is this person earning? And they're not sincere. So you'd see that people are not happy. This is Bashona says, so this data, Botswana is recorded twice. We talked about this, and it's true. Botswana has been recorded twice. So it has been peaked. Okay, in SA, 1 gig of Vodacom is 85 Rand. As you can see, that's about $4.55. I'm not sure of the other networks. This is Chitepo. Okay, let us take a look on others. Businesses are rarely driven by mobile data prices. Twitter is okay. This is Matigari responding to Timi Rugutayo. My businesses, they're not driven by these issues. 10% connectivity, Potraz and other telecommunication companies must close shop after buying these expensive, useless data. You struggle to connect to internet, yet you don't want competition from other telecommunication companies like Starlink. To download 10 MB video, you take 27 hours, and that is the reality. That is the truth. Where in Zimbabwe do you buy data for 1 gig $1.30? Yeah, evil. Okay, so we need to take a look on some very important issues right here. Okay. This one is saying you do realize people travel to these countries and know what data costs outside Zimbabwe. In Zambia, 2 USD gets you 10 gig, just as an example. Malawi, $3 does almost the same. So that is the truth. To those who have been traveling, they can attest to say in Zambia, in Malawi, in South Africa, in Mozambique, you can buy data far much lower prices than here in Zimbabwe. That is true. Okay, Potraz, those prices are extortionate. Unlimited packages start at 450 rands a month upwards. Basically, for 25 US dollars, you can have unlimited Wi-Fi at home, catering for the whole household. In Zimbabwe, how much do I need to pay for unlimited Wi-Fi? Tinyareyo. Yes, this is true. And Potraz is turned a blind eye on these issues. I do not know how they reached this conclusion without taking into effect or into consideration each and every service. So okay, Tuma Botswana, the different prices, Kunyepa. Okay. So in SA, MTN 100 gig per month is 279. Ameno kuti mafigures enyu munomuona kupi. 279 rands is less than 15 United States dollars, because I think kunoku pamsika wedu it's around tongoti 15 US dollars. 15 US dollars. 100 gig. Okay, so this graph is totally nonsense. Botswana recorded twice with different bar levels. Okay, we've talked about this. And the amount of time you waste communicating lies could be used to make services better. So that's a lie. Data in South Africa, in whatever, is not expensive than Zimbabwe. For corporate internet on fiber, satellite, etc., we pay 10 times more than down south. Don't mislead people. You call that 3G internet reliable internet. Yes. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. We are using the slowest internet, but the most expensive. What if we were using 5G? Just imagine. So this is reality. This is what is happening at this moment in Zimbabwe. These are people who are advising the government of Zimbabwe not to adopt Starlink, simply because they don't want competition to happen. They've been benefiting from the chaos in Zimbabwe, and it's like vakapiwa mari, they cannot vakapiwa big netimuri area, and they just want to cause trouble and problems everywhere. And this is what we are facing as a nation. We can't even sustain anything when we don't have effective connection. That is the reason why they're afraid of Starlink, because they know that the people of Zimbabwe will rush to have Starlink pace in my office and everywhere, because Starlink it can connect 100 people and it's fast enough. It's something which is viable, and they know for sure that a lot of people who are on fiber, a lot of people who are on satellite, they are going to leave all those services and will go for Starlink. Even Mudzimba, people will sacrifice kuti okay, pana patakagara muraini chaipo. People can say, okay, ngatibatanzei mara mana tenge Starlink yedu. wobatanza kutenga Starlink yavo woisa muraini. That is viable. That is, you see people doing that if Starlink is allowed to be in Zimbabwe, because it will be far much better. You know your kids will have their homeworks, they can research, they can do whatever they want. For those who are working from home, they can actually do so, and it's a fact. So this is what is happening. I have seen key ZANU PF supporters right here being angry on Potraz because of this post which they have posted, saying that mobile data is more comparatively low in Zimbabwe than in other countries, and this did not go well with the supporters. I've seen a response from Kudza MTC. I cannot find it at this moment in time. Let me see if I can find that response from Kudza MTC. Skanze pana diva. SA data is cheaper than Zim data. That's out of debate. Okay, so 25 gig plus 25 gig is 179 rands per month, and that is something like 179. That is something like 10 US. For 10 US, you're getting 25 plus 25 gig. That is 50 gig. In South Africa, right here in Zimbabwe, $13, you're getting 8 gig, nega 2 gig ke usiku. Then we have 50 gig data, which is valid for 6 months, 549. Already this mwedzi uchingopera zvavharana. Okay. Right. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe, and they've been given a response. They were asking for evidence. They've been given evidence right here. So we need to take a look onto this one. So honestly, yes, at times we disagree with these people on NTC, but this is a clear lie from these Potraz folks. They are now believing their own lies. Zim data is expensive, extremely so. We have dishonest people misleading leadership with their lies. Disappointing. And they were asked to share, and Diva Africa shared. This is embarrassing to Zimbabwe. And this is Liquid Home charges $89 unlimited fiber internet, and here Liquid Home for the same package charges okay, this is Liquid Home Zambia. It charges $89 unlimited fiber internet, and here in Zimbabwe, Liquid Home, the same company, the other one in Zambia, the other one in Zimbabwe, for the same package is nearly 250 using bank rate. Okay, this is another thing. So this is a comparative which is right here in Zimbabwe. You can actually see and agree that for sure things are hard in Zimbabwe, and data is very expensive in Zimbabwe. And these people, they're not even ashamed. Not ashamed. Not ashamed at all. So this is unlimited 5G home Wi-Fi in South Africa, I believe, which is 595 rand a month. Okay. Yes, so you can see that there are options in South Africa, very cheap data in South Africa, and you are being told by idiots about something else. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. Yes, these are people who would delay the opportunities of Zimbabwe to be on the map internationally because of such incompetent people at Potraz, because they will come, they will lie, and they will mislead those in leadership. This is the problem which we have. That is the reason why we need ministers who will tell these regulators to say, guys, let's do this. Let's make sure that everything falls into place and Zimbabwe becomes a viable country for all. This is what is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.